In the summer of 2019, I studied abroad in Copenhagen, Denmark, and that experience absolutely opened my mind to new potentials. And because of that experience, I ended up moving to Spain in 2021, and I lived there for 2 years. And in this video, I'm going to share some things that I wish I knew before moving abroad. The first month after arriving in Spain, it was easily one of the most difficult months of my life, and there were some reasons for that. I arrived not knowing anyone. I arrived not knowing Spanish and not knowing anything about the city. So the cards were stacked against me a little bit. And it's interesting because there's always going to be that transitional period and that shift of identity in a way, but you can avoid some of the things that I did. And I'm thrilled to be able to share this with you here. So, the main reason why the first month was so difficult for me was because I didn't have my housing situation figured out. Okay. And to preface this whole video, right, before getting into any of this, I just want to say get your living situation figured out, at least generally. Have a general idea of where you're going to live when you arrive or how that's going to work. Okay. That's going to save you some hassle for sure. And the thing that I like about these tips, these things that I'm about to share with you, I know that these aren't the normal topics, right? This isn't like get a checklist, make sure you have everything packed on your checklist, bring these things, do this. These things I'm about to share with you are more identity based, more energetic, which is what I like about it, and more looking at limiting beliefs and really pushing yourself. So, the first thing that I want to go over here, the first thing to know before moving abroad, the first recommendation, if you will, is to meet the experience head on. Okay? Meet the experience head on. And what do I mean by that exactly? Well, it's easy to arrive somewhere, especially if you're traveling somewhere and you know you're going to be there for an extended period of time. It's easy to get somewhere and get to your flat, to your house, living situation, whatever, and just chill out for a little bit. In my opinion, that's not what you want to do. You want to meet this experience head on right away. And you want to plan events for when you arrive. You want to plan events that get you out of your comfort zone a little bit. You want to put yourself right away in the best position to meet people. Okay, walk around the city, walk around the place, explore a little bit, go to meetups, meet people, find a group and go play sports or something. Do something out of the norm for you. I think that's the best way to put it. When I first arrived in Spain, it was really helpful because I planned this hiking trip for the next morning. And I arrived in Spain around 3, 4 p.m. during the day. And I remember I was traveling off like 20 hours, right? 20 hours of travel, got there 3, 4 p.m. And it was kind of a drag the next morning to get up, meet somewhere at 7 a.m. and do this big hike with this big group of people. But it was very important. It was very important to get started and start meeting people right away and do something that's a little uncomfortable and out of the norm. This next one that I'm about to share here, this next one might be the most important one. Okay? And this is something that I hold really close to my heart. This is a good one. And this is the idea that you're building a new life for yourself. So number 2, leave the limiting beliefs at the door. When you arrive, leave the limiting beliefs at the door. And what do I mean by that exactly? If you're moving to a new country, you are most likely not going to know anyone in that area. Not much about the country, maybe a little bit, but this is a fresh thing. So, nobody knows you. Huh. Nobody knows you. Do you know the freedom in that? Do you know how unique of an experience that is? Who gets to have this experience? So these limiting beliefs that you put in yourself, like I'm an introvert, I'm not a social person, I don't do these things, I'm not good at that. Nobody knows this. Nobody knows this about you. So you're just telling yourself that. You're just telling yourself that story over and over again about the way that you think you are. But now, going to this new place, you have an ability here to be who you are now and to be who you want to be right now. So you can leave those things at the door because nobody knows this, right? Nobody cares. And that's a beautiful thing. So it's important to meet people, try new things, and be who you are now. I love that. I absolutely love that. That's special. And to share a story with you, I had this epiphany moment within my first few weeks of living in Spain. I had this epiphany moment where it hit me all at once that nobody knew me. I was going about my business in Spain for the first few weeks, the first month, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait, nobody knows me here. The freedom in that is boundless. It's like, wow, nobody knows me. There's no familiar people in my life who expect things of me. There's no one to hold me back, per se, from doing what I want to do. There's no expectations on me. There's no familiar town or group of people who expect me to be some kind of way. So I was standing there like, wow, I can really be whoever I want. Nobody knows the difference. And that's beautiful. Wow. That's beautiful. Number three. I love these conversations, by the way. I love these conversations. Number 3, don't settle on people. Ooh. Feel that? Don't settle on people. I know you feel that. This is an important one because when you arrive, if you move to a new country and you don't know anyone, you're going to want to attach onto people and be social, make friends right away. I know. And that's cool. That's cool if you want to do that. But based on my experience, I didn't want to settle on people, and I'm glad that I did that. Very proud of myself for that. Don't settle on people. Be particular about who you spend your time with. If you're moving to a big city, there's most likely other foreigners who are looking to meet people as well. Okay? So be particular about the kind of people that you want to hang out with. And in the eyes of other people looking at you, independence is very attractive, right? The neediness to be around people and make friends and fit in, that's unattractive in a way, right? That neediness. When you're doing your own thing and you're set and you're confident, people attract towards that. So I believe that's the mindset that you want to hold. Don't lay your time out there, right? Don't spread your time out there for everyone. Have an idea about the people you want to surround yourself with and hold that in mind. When I arrived in Spain and my first few months, right, my first year really, I quickly learned that I didn't want 9 drinking buddies, just to be honest with you, just to be completely honest with you, I knew I didn't want that. I didn't want 9 drinking buddies. I knew I wanted some deeper connections, some really important people, people I cared about, people who listened, people who you could have a conversation with, a real conversation with. And that was really important. And I'm glad I did that. I'm really glad I did that. Wow. I could talk about these all day. I really could. And there's 3 things there that I went over. Meet the experience head on. Leave the limiting beliefs at the door about who you are. And don't settle on people. Don't settle for anyone. And I definitely have more to talk about on this topic. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. And I've made a few other videos on the study abroad topic, on the living abroad topic, and people seem to resonate with these. People seem to like these videos. So if you'd like to see more, please just let me know in the comments. I've had some really nice comments on some videos so far. People really laying their heart out there, wanting to interact, wanting to learn more, asking questions. And if you do have a specific question that you'd like to go more into depth, right? You have a specific question, something that I mentioned, something I went over, one of my videos, whatever it is, down in the comments, you can book in a call with me, okay? If you'd like to go a little more into depth and have a conversation. Now, this is a free call, but it's not always going to be like this, okay? But if that does sound of interest to you, it'd be a pleasure to speak more for the time being. Hey, if you made it this far, appreciate you. Cheers.